guys, so today I want to share another story with you. Today I want to talk about 90-day fiance Avery Warner accused of not being in her daughter's life. Plus, is Ash aware of this problem? Plus, more news. Okay guys, today's a very serious video. If you recall, remember last week when I found out that they canceled the tell-all, that I told you guys that I will keep you guys up to date on what the couples are up to in real time, since we're not going to have a tell-all. And so as the stories pour in, that's exactly what I'm doing. Today's story, ooh, it's kind of disturbing, okay, to say the least. So today's story is about Avery. So yesterday, someone had posted all of these bad things about Avery. They said some very bad things about her. She, in response, came back and basically said it was her ex-husband. So she kind of admitted to the list that he had posted. He posted a list of 10 things that he said that we need to know about Avery. And then, so let me go over the list and then let's go over her response to the list. Now, I keep saying that these allegations are quite disturbing, to say the least. Because if you're a children advocate like I am, the child should always come first. Okay, so he starts out by saying, number one, Avery does not have any custody of her oldest daughter and never has. Number two, Avery is allowed visitation but rarely chooses to. This doesn't sound like something that a person would make up, in my opinion, because you could easily prove that. Okay, number three is, oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, her ex-husband is an attorney. I'm not believing him because he's an attorney. I'm believing him because it just feels right to me that he's telling the truth. Okay, number three, other than a 30-minute stint on New Year's Day, Avery has not seen or called her daughter since fall 2019. Do you guys see what I mean about how specific these accusations are? Most of the time, lies aren't that specific, in my opinion. Number four, Avery refuses to contribute to her oldest daughter's financial support. She is behind on child support and is being garnished from the state. She's not paying her child support, so much so that they had to garnish her checks. Very disturbing, okay? Number five, Avery is clinically diagnosed type 2 bipolar, but lies about this diagnosis and refuses to take meds. The reason I believe that one is I have a friend that self-medicates also, she's bipolar, on weed. And if you guys remember, that was one of the first things Avery talked about when we met her, was how she loved weed. She put it in food. She loves weed. It's a huge possibility, people, that Avery can be self-medicating, okay? Number six, it says, in the past, Avery has been an involuntary mental hospital inpatient due to her violent behavior. Very disturbing. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Number seven, Avery has never been a part of her oldest daughter's life, more than a few visits per year with no calls in between. Very disturbing. I believe what the ex-husband is saying, but I'm also hoping that it's not true, because Avery, this isn't good. This is not good if he's telling the truth. Number nine, Avery has never been to a doctor's appointment for her oldest daughter in her life. Wow, that's very disturbing, just to say the least. I mean, in her life, it's just, I'm a child advocate, and that's not good for the child. Okay, number 10, from 2014 to 2017, Avery disappeared from her oldest daughter's life 100% with no calls or visits for 3 years straight, and upon return could not recall what grade her daughter was in. Oh, do you guys see what I mean? These are very disturbing accusations. So Avery did reply to his accusations, and this is what she said. She said, the info he's putting out there is completely false. He's doing this because he's not a happy person, and it pains him to see my life is joyful and happy. I really don't believe that. That's no excuse to me as to why he's saying these things, because he wants to see you unhappy. That doesn't make sense to me. If it was a specific thing, you would just be more detailed, in my opinion, about it. She goes on to say the reason she doesn't post any pictures of her children on her social media is because he will attack her. But she forgot she did post a picture of her children on her social media. It was back on January 1st, okay? And what kind of attack is she talking about? She said, the reason I lost custody is because I'm a single parent with not a lot of money, indicating that he had enough money to get better lawyers. Okay, so that very well could have happened. He could have had more money, and so, his lawyers were better attorneys. But it doesn't explain why you don't go see your child, okay? And then she says, because of this, I do not have full custody. To me, she's trying to indicate that she has 50-50 custody, because that's what you would say. I have 50-50 custody, but in reality, you have zero custody. You lost custody. He has 100% custody. So these are the reasons that I'm thinking that he's telling the truth. Now, she does go into further detail about what type of relationship she had with the ex-husband. She said it was volatile, they didn't get along, and it's quite lengthy. I'll leave the link in the description box. She goes into great detail as to why this marriage doesn't work. But the reason I'm not reading all of that, number one, it was too long, and number two is she never mentioned he's a liar, I do go see my children. She doesn't mention the children. She talks about what a bad person he is, how bad the relationship was. She never disputes his claim, besides saying these are false accusations. For me, if somebody lied on me and said, you're a bad mom, you don't go see your children, and I would say, you're a damn liar, and I would give you a list of reasons why you're lying. Like, I took my daughter here, we spent time on this day, that day, I paid my child support. No, she doesn't defend herself that way. She defends herself by saying he's a bad person, he doesn't want to see me happy, and our relationship was rotten. And then she goes into detail about how rotten the relationship is. But for me, as a child advocate, I don't care about that. I don't care what kind of relationship you guys had. I want to know, are you a deadbeat mom? So I'm going to do what I always do in every video, give you my opinion. And that's, I'm thinking he's telling the truth. This is awful. I'm hoping I'm wrong, by the way. I'm hoping I'm wrong and jumping to conclusions. Because you can't be 100% on anything, especially at the first time hearing something. So I am going to give myself wiggle room. I could be wrong, but I do think that he's telling the truth. And if he's telling the truth, we got a bad situation going here. Very, very bad. The last thing that Avery should be worried about is Ash. If this is true, my daughter would be not my number one priority. For me, I have a feeling Ash has absolutely no idea that this is going on. I just feel that way, because she's worried about the wrong things. Can I trust you? Are you talking to other women on your, what is kind of therapy? He does romantic, what he does, I forgot what his job is. Some kind of romantic tutor. I don't remember what it was, but she's worried about him talking to other women, and they're not talking about the children. Now, she claims she doesn't talk about the children because for their own protection, but if someone came out and accused me of this, I would talk about it. I definitely would talk about it, especially if the information is false. So I have a feeling Ash doesn't know, and I didn't think that relationship with Ash was going to work anyway, because at the end of the day, Ash is a ladies' man, okay? He doesn't really care about Avery like that, in my opinion. Now, these are just my opinions. And as I say in every video, not just this video, we all have our different opinions, and that just happens to be mine. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Avery's ex-husband's telling the truth, or do you think Avery's telling the truth? And if you do, tell me why you think which one is telling the truth. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!